They are predicting that 40% of women will be single by the year 2030. And don't come for me because these are scientific studies. As in single, never been married, and never had kids. And honestly, I am not even surprised by this study at all. We have normalized hookup culture, and most people are on dating apps just for an ego boost and not to find actual love. Let's not forget how social media has truly made a negative impact in the dating world. So what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on this? Do you think this is actually gonna happen? Do you think it's true? And yeah, what are your thoughts?
It's true.
When you get married, the first day after that marriage, half of every penny you make is your spouse.
Okay, a guy gets married to his wife. He works for a company for 15 years. He contributes to the 401k or the retirement. They decide to get a divorce. Is that money in the retirement subject to community property?
Absolutely. Retirement accounts of all times, pensions, 401ks, Roth IRAs, the whole 9 yards, SIP, all available.
Bro, I don't know if we're encouraging anybody to get married right now.
You're not.
What do you think they mean by 50-50 then? Like, some part of them has to know that they're like, I want a husband who's disproportionately better than me, but the relationship needs to be 50-50. Like, what do you think is the expectation there?
The expectation is that I want 50-50 share in sort of the decision making, and let's say I want to be an equal stakeholder when it comes to vote, but I don't necessarily want to have an equal share of the responsibilities for governing, maintaining, directing, and executing the relationship.
0% participation, 100% of the reward. People like to push back on the male exodus we see all around us, more so than ever before. They'll point to the anecdotal examples of simps kneeling, as is the problematic custom, and tell everyone on this side of the aisle, see, everything's fine. Your decision to make your own path has made no lasting impact. And yet, one look behind the curtain and all Man Guide viewers, and myself, see is a long line enough to wrap around the world, full of men that wouldn't be caught dead popping the question, let alone entering the dating scene in the West to encourage the thought. Why? Because there are a select few things men require for marriage to be a desirable prospect, and none of those requirements are being met. Not to mention that there are literally thousands of reasons at this point why marriage is no different than pulling everything out of the bank, along with the old cue balls, placing it all in a suitcase and throwing them into the Grand Canyon. Before we go on with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Jack Jeter Jr., who shared, "The first woman is the reason I'm single and I don't date at 41. That's the way, brother. Go your own way, but do consider grabbing that passport and finding some traditional women." So anyway, thanks for sharing, and don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always, guys, I'll be picking one comment from each video. Could be the funniest, the most liked, or just one that stuck out to me, so don't forget to leave a comment, and you may be our very next winner. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as it helps out a ton. So now let's get right back into the video for you guys.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
With that in mind, here are just a few more, in addition to the many I've shared.
We're getting married in a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This morning, I had to meet with our lawyers.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I talked to him about a prenup.
A prenup?
Just relax.
It is the week of our wedding, Eric.
Yes, I know, but it's like...
You're bringing this up now? Here?
We need to go to a notary later today, so I need your signature.
Why are you just now telling me about this?
Because things have been so busy with everything, and like, we're on a time crunch. I mean, my family has so much money at stake here.
I'm not a gold digger, Eric.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm literally
Then
just saying
this?
protection
This is an accusation.
for both. No, it's not. Think about this. I'm gonna go to the restroom.
Are you kidding me?
Right there. I'll be back.
Need a hug?
Yeah. Thank you.
Case number 9741.
What do I owe you if I marry you? I'd like to know that in advance. People say to me all the time, well, I married this person, and when we got married, he had nothing, and he built his business while he was married to me. And I was very, there for him while he was building it. So I believe I'm entitled to half the value of that business. Now, that's a logical argument. Keep going with that logic. If that was true, and I built this business, and my wife, who was married to me while I was building that business, she helped make that. Okay, well, her mother and father helped make who she is. So I owe them something, right? Because if they hadn't done what they did, I wouldn't have her, and if I didn't have her, I wouldn't have my business. So how much do I owe them? And you know, now that I think about it, her grandmother definitely influenced who her mother was, which influenced who she was, which influenced what she did for me. So just, can you let me know in advance, how far down the chain do I owe people, and how much do I owe them? They can't all get half. So did they get half of the half of the half?
Reason number 1, the myth of female agency. The prenup discussions pops up more often than I can count, and we all know it doesn't work. But even if we were to play devil's advocate and say that it did, the resistance to such a system is laughable, and the expectation to get paid for the little participation women participate in is even more ludicrous. Men break their necks and minds doing what they have to do to get by. Personally, the hustle is a year-long affair, with an occasional holiday to reflect on everything. For a lot of guys, holidays aren't even part of the equation. They just have to find ways to pick up the pieces while they're still running to make enough for their loved ones. And for what? So they can give it to someone else because they feel they deserve it? Women, particularly those with modern philosophies, think being a cheerleader is enough to deserve half or more when their feelings shift. Even the ones married to billionaires will be waited on, hand and foot, but somehow get it into their minds that the occasional supportive touch on the arm warrants a royal lifestyle after separation. The issue with this line of thinking is that women believe they are inherently individualistic, that they are capable of operating on a masculine level along with their partners, all while they wear PJs and sit on the couch for hours on end. It's a silly story that's been promoted for over 50 years, and men are done with it.
What makes a man sassy? If you're a straight man acting like you God's gift to earth, then you need to sit down, because just let the women have their time. Like, it's our time to shine. Like, you don't have to be in front all the time. Like, please.
Let's see how this formula works.
When a woman talk loud, oh, she's just loud.
Yeah, because you know why? Because the women ain't supposed to talk like that.
So can I finish? Y'all, if y'all think that I'm up here being some type of way, because I don't need neither one of y'all. So I am a strong woman. I am a empowered woman. I am a daddy, my brother, my man,
why
next to me on stage.
This is a question. Listen, this is a question that you said. Why you mad at us for that?
Listen, I'm about to roll out because I don't like feeling disrespected. And y'all not gonna sit here and tell me I disrespect my man, because I'm using that as an example of me being late today.
Talking about that.
Y'all not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that on air. You're not gonna do that to me, period.
Reason number 2, attitude. The attitude of the man is fairly simple. The origin of the attitude may be complex, but guys are very skilled at channeling it in the right direction. We clear our minds through various practices, and if the inner conflict is too heavy, a majority of real men will lay it out on the court, mat, gym, or any other outlet in order to not let it erupt into collateral damage for those we care about. In other words, we adjust our attitudes to perform better in familial and business settings. Now, if a woman requires an attitude adjustment in the modern structure, you best brace yourself and find a different place to sit, because women will not take the correctional path. No way. Almost every time, they'll unleash any feeling, no matter how unfounded or illogical, on their lives and everyone around them. Is it a female employee's time of the month? Better reschedule, because that deal will not be going through. Is the body count high? Good luck with that relationship, because she's already been calibrated for a set of different interactions. Or in this case, has she been encouraged by the media or going through some kind of hormonal shift? Good luck, buddy. That ring is now a time bomb, and it's set to go off dramatically to the point where everything you know will be altered permanently. I'd like to say that none of this happens without warning, to cut those blind enough to buy the lie some slack, but these chicks are anything but non-vocal.
I just feel like you could have been nicer to me.
Oh my gosh, well I feel like you could have done 80 more things today than you did. I feel like I woke up and I cleaned our room, I did our bed, I cleaned the sheets, I did the laundry, I put your clothes away, I come in the kitchen, nothing's done. So I do everything, then I make you breakfast, then I get the baby ready, then I get myself ready. And what do, Michael? You just tell me I could have been nicer. That seems pretty nice to me.
It's your job.
Women were very serious about who they picked. Like, if I interviewed my grandma on my channel about how she chose her husband, and she said, well, I thought about, like, you know, can he support me and a bunch of kids? Is his family nice? Does he believe in the same things as me? What church does he go to? Does he have a good reputation? Now, if you ask a girl, like these girls, right, they're like, whoever's gonna plow me hardest in the back of a car is who I'm gonna go for.
Gentlemen, reason number 3, orientation. In other words, the determination of the relative position of something or someone, especially oneself. One of the comments in the last clips here was, back when women couldn't have bank accounts. And to that, I say, yes, back when women didn't have bank accounts, back when they weren't considered to vote, and back when the social position was determined. Feminists are quick to try and poke holes in this line of thinking and its role in the dissolution of marriage. They'll say that this time in the past was some kind of draconian hellscape where most women were locked away in the attic or something with a loaf of bread and bell on their necks. But if this was even close to the truth, why was marriage documented as more secure? Not only that, but to dismiss the naysayers who argue that they didn't have a choice. Why did almost every woman at the time reportedly approve of their position in the hierarchy? Why were they happier than women are now? It comes down to a truth that propaganda has deemed uncomfortable. Everyone knew their place, and this is where things fall apart today. Most of the women we're referring to here are adrift. They're in the middle of the ocean without a life vest or paddle, sitting on a raft made of coconut husks and gnarled driftwood, too stubborn to admit that they got no idea how to get out of their ocean of nonsensical reasoning. Men don't want to search for someone that's lost and refuses to be found. It's a fool's errand. I won't do it. You won't do it. The whole of man won't do it. But that's not all, because this mindset is a layered problem, to say the least.
What Young Miami said, these hoes can't fuck with me. I go live right now without a fucking filter. I am pretty in real life. No makeup.
Before I show you my outfit, my boyfriend goes, that's a really interesting choice of shorts and boots. I feel like this is really cute. I feel like you can tell he's a millennial, you know?
First off, I think we can all agree there's no boyfriend. Reason number 4, ego. Aesthetics play a role in male confidence. This is true. However, there are a large number of things that guys prioritize before they look at the superficial stuff, and that's because we have a lot more to bring to the table. In essence, we're creatures that base our lives on merit above all else. We focus on our careers, putting almost everything into the journey to hopefully support our future children. We focus on strength, hoping that we'll be strong enough to lend a hand if someone needs it. More importantly, we do our best to be a boon for civilization, playing the role in a Confucian and or stoic manner to make sure the gears keep moving for a brighter future. So when an Amazonian tree frog or African elephant rolls the dice and tries to demand a 6'9" real estate broker, it's pretty obvious to all of us why that dream sinks faster than the damn Titanic. Every chick and their single mom thinks they're the apple of every man's eye. It's why they'll look at a 15-year marriage and their weathered body and somehow cultivate a belief system where they think some fictional titan of the industry will pick them up with 3 kids and a checkered past. Men know this. They know that even the 2s and 3s walk around in the modern world like 10s, and that even if they compromised, which they shouldn't, the odds of a successful marriage still fall below 15%. Then, when things inevitably fall apart, the blame game ensues.
You can tell when a man don't think he's good enough for you. He will never say it verbally, but he will treat you like shit to get you to feel as low as him.
Because these little weasels will try to drag you down. Men be jealous too. Men be jealous of women.
Men be jealous.
Jealous? Of what?
Why do you hate men?
If you have to ask that question, that's kind of explains itself. Why do you not hate men? You hate men?
No, I don't hate anyone. I love everybody.
Aw, sweet.
Do you have a lot of hate in your heart?
Yeah. I don't have one, so.
You don't have what?
I don't have a heart.
This is a psychopath.
You don't have a heart?
No.
So you're nice to your friend.
She's my sister.
You're nice to your sister. That must be some heart in there.
Sure, I mean, I kind of have to. She's my sister.
Well, what makes you hate men, genuinely?
Just everything about them.
Can you name one thing?
Their lack of compassion, one, for the most part. I think that's my train. Is that a C train?
You just said you don't have a heart, and then you're going to say that men have a lack of compassion?
Oh, exactly. I don't have a heart because men have a lack of compassion.
So it's men's fault that you don't have a heart?
Yeah. Have a good day.
Thank you.
What?
What the hell did I just hear?
Reason 4, behavioral accountability. To me, to us, there are many ways women dodge accountability. It could be the economy, when they refuse to acknowledge their role in scarcity or spending. It could be the incompetent representatives that change our laws that they continue to elect. Or again, in this case, it could be their role in the complete annihilation of marital security. I mean, come on. Take the chick from this last clip as an example. We know the type all too well. This is the woman who goes out of her way to make everyone's lives a little more difficult every day because she chose to throw herself at Chads and Tyrones until the well was dry. She rode the carousel that her archetype is responsible for inventing, and then decided that the braless, short-haired, picketing lifestyle was the best go-to because it would be a culturally endorsed way to avoid responsibility for her actions. Can anyone say that a person so devoid of compassion and rationality will ever improve the state of organized monogamy in a place like the US or UK? Obviously not. Instead, this lady will walk the earth, blocking freeways for meaningless protests, marching on the Capitol Hill that ironically supports her interests, and doing her best to feed the hive mind with more and more women who will hold the belief that masculinity is a crime against nature. But sure, let's all just put a ring on it. What could possibly go wrong?
If I take 25 years out of the workforce to raise 6 of your kids, I have less of a burden.
Yeah. How do you not?
Do you ever think about how much it would cost you to pay a nanny, to pay a house cleaner, to pay a private chef, to pay like all these individual
let's reverse
jobs?
it. Well, let's just reverse it then. Okay, but what about how much it would cost for you to be able to stay at home all day and do absolutely nothing for the most part, and have cable television, have trash paid for, have your electric paid for, have all of your utilities, have vacations given to you, have all of that. That also has a high cost, a significant cost associated with it. So as you're bitching about, wait a second, my maid service should be compensated. It's like, well, your living expenses are already compensated. You have to do nothing for it.
The math speaks for itself.
With the world today,
World hunger.
is that a lot of y'all men will never talk what a real man is and what a real man does.
I feel you on that.
Real man works 7 days a week.
Okay, I get that. I mean, he doesn't have to work 7 days a week. I mean, at least like a couple of days off.
Comes home to his stay-at-home wife.
The one that takes care of the kids in the house whenever you're not there. I got you.
Cooks her a hot meal. Does the laundry. Makes sure her nails and toes and her hair is done.
+1 is...
Serves her. Does the dishes. Make sure the kids are put away to sleep. Gets up in the morning, get them ready for school. Do it all over again. That's a real man.
See, I'm just trying to add up, like, this math ain't mathing up. What do you do? Don't come after me. I said what I said.
The problem with...
Reason number 5, we're not running a charity. One of the long-lasting traits men have had throughout history is die-hard loyalty. It's the same reason that, for quite some time, dudes all over the West were working more and more, taking on double shifts and additional jobs to support our hungry families. The problem with this is that, although we would do anything for those we bring into our lives, we're not a charity when it comes to relationships, especially not marriage. The feminist message fueled the belief that you could get blood from the stone, that you could request everything with no contribution at all. Not only that, but they grew to believe that they could cause as much damage as they pleased, believing that men, for one reason or another, had no choice but to buckle down and embrace a legal agreement that spelled certain doom for those who sign it. It's why you see things like this, in contrast to the lie that was sold to us in our youth.
You want your PlayStation?
You mean? Yes.
Here you go. Because you want to act stupid over PlayStation, then you're never gonna play it again.
Are you fucking serious?
All you do is play your PlayStation, and you're too selfish to even let Dom use it. So okay, now you're not gonna use it at all.
Max, I literally play the PlayStation like 3 hours a day if I even play it that day, because all you ever do is fucking complain about it. Like, are you serious? I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it for a whole 6 days. That 6 days you get to yourself. Like, are you serious?
Well, so if you didn't want Dom to use it, then I guess none of you can use it anymore.
PS5, what is your decision? PlayStation 5 will get played by 5 women. PS5 can play that thing for 5 seasons. For girl, I can last 5.5 seconds. PS5 won't leave me on red. PS5 just make me happy. PS5 never cheat on me when I do math in the library. Finally, get me emotional, damn it.
Okay, I ended this in a goofy way, but you get the point. Men, these are just 5 poignant reasons to leave modern marriage behind. Reasons why it's a destructive force, one that can no longer be endorsed under any circumstances. As I often say, if you get to this point, you have more than enough proof, in addition to everything else you've seen and heard, to validate the decision to go your own way. I don't doubt you will make, or already have made, the best decision for the true masculine ethics we are determined to preserve.
As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.